Dear students, in this lecture, we are going to begin with new topic, that is Hilbert spaces. This is our second chapter. So chapter number 2, Hilbert spaces. Hilbert spaces. The first chapter was Banach spaces. Let me define what is Hilbert space. A complete complex inner product space is called Hilbert space. So this single statement defines what is Hilbert space. A complete complex inner product space is Hilbert space. A complete complex inner product space is Hilbert space. Is Hilbert space. A complete complex inner product space is Hilbert space. Remember this statement which defines Hilbert space. So let me explain you the idea of the structure of Hilbert space. So Hilbert space is basically complex inner product space. It is complex inner product space. You know that every inner product space is also a non-linear space. So every inner product space is non-linear space. Further, as it is complex inner product space, it will be a complex non-linear space. Every non-linear space is metric space. So every non-linear space is metric space. In fact, it is a topological space also, because every metric space is again a topological space. And if this metric space is complete, then complex inner product space will be called as Hilbert space. So Hilbert space is everything. It is inner product space. Basically it is linear space, that is vector space. By linear space we mean a vector space. So it is linear space, it is inner product space, it is non-linear space, it is metric space, and if it is complete, then it is Hilbert space. So Hilbert space is everything. Everything, what I mean is this, all these structures. Okay? So complex inner product space, complex non-linear space, complete metric space. Let me give you the detailed structure of Hilbert space. So inner product space, we use round brackets for inner product space. Inner product space will satisfy certain properties. So this is a structure of Hilbert space. This is a structure of Hilbert space. Okay. The function inner product will be a function from H cross H to C. It will be function from H cross H to C. H is a set and it is a complex inner product space. That's why it will be function from H cross H to C. This inner product will satisfy certain properties. Let us see which are those properties. Inner product of X with itself is real number, and further it is non-zero real number, non-negative real number for all X belongs to H. For all X belongs to H, it is non-negative. Second property, inner product of X with itself is 0 if and only if X is 0. If and only if X is 0. The third property is about conjugate. Conjugate of inner product of xy equals to yx for all xy belongs to H. For all xy belongs to H. Note that this inner product is function from H cross H to C, means inner product of any two vectors is always a complex number. So whatever properties of complex numbers that we know, that those we can use for inner product. Here it is conjugate of complex number xy. So if xy is equal to say a plus ib, then what will be its conjugate? Its conjugate will be a minus ib. This is what we mean by conjugate. Fourth property is inner product of alpha x into y, inner product of alpha x and y equals to alpha into inner product of xy. For all xy belongs to H and alpha is scalar, xy belongs to H and alpha belongs to C. This holds for all xy belongs to H and alpha belongs to C. Fifth property for inner product is that inner product of x plus y and z equals to inner product of xz plus inner product of yz for all xyz belongs to H. For all xyz belongs to H. So with this we are done with the first step, that it is a complex inner product space. So Hilbert space, the first step we are writing is this: H is complex inner product space. Complex inner product, complex inner product space. Complex inner product space. Okay. Now it will be complex norm linear space, because every inner product space is complex norm linear space. So if it is complex inner product space, then it will be complex norm linear space. Then it will be complex norm linear space. So consider the function norm defined from H to R as it is defined as norm of X is equal to inner product of X with itself. So every inner product space is norm linear space under this condition. Okay. Now this norm will satisfy certain properties. You know the four properties of norm. Norm of any vector is always non-negative. Is always non-negative. Second property, norm of vector is 0 if and only if x is equal to 0. Third property, norm of x plus y is always less equal to norm x plus norm y. Fourth property is that norm of alpha x is equal to mod alpha norm of x. Again this property holds for all vectors xy belongs to H, and again this also holds for all x belongs to H and alpha belongs to C. So these are four properties of norm. So we are done with the second structure, that inner product of, this structure is complex norm linear space. See, I could write something like this also: inner product, then norm, then metric, and so on. So that is also way, but for simplicity I am taking Hilbert space as inner product space basically. So this structure is again complex norm linear space. So it is complex norm linear space. Okay. The third property is it is a metric space. So define function D from H cross H to R as it is defined as d of xy is equal to norm of x minus y. To try to understand the hierarchy, Using inner product, we are defining norm. Using inner product, we are defining norm, and using norm, we are defining distance or metric. Again, this metric will satisfy four properties. You know the properties that distance between x and y is always non-negative for all xy belongs to H. Second property, distance between two vectors is 0 if and only if x is equal to y. Distance between 2 points is 0 if and only if they coincide. The third property is that distance between x and y is equal to distance between y and x for all xy belongs to H. So distance is symmetric. Distance is symmetric. Okay. Last property, triangle inequality. Distance between x and z is always less equal to distance between x and y plus distance between y and z, and this again holds for all vectors x, y, z belongs to H. So we are done with third structure, complex inner product space, complex norm linear space. Now it is a metric space. So let me say that H inner product space. So Hilbert structure, H inner product space is metric space, and if it is a complete metric space, then H is called Hilbert space. If H inner product is complete metric space, then it is Hilbert space. So at the end, you remember Hilbert space as complete complex inner product space. So what is Hilbert space? Hilbert space, a single defining statement for Hilbert space is this: Hilbert space is complete complex inner product space. 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 Basically, you remember that Hilbert space is complex inner product space, complex non-linear space, metric space, and most important is the completeness of metric space. So it is complete metric space. Okay, Hilbert space is everything. It is linear space, it is inner product space, it is non-linear space, metric space, and finally a complete metric space. It is topological space as well, because every metric space is again a topological space. Now, two important properties we will see for inner product. They are quite easy to prove by using definition of inner product. So I request you to go through these properties. If H is Hilbert space, that is complete complex inner product space, if H is Hilbert space, then if H is Hilbert space, then two properties we have. First, inner product of alpha x plus beta y and z equals to alpha times inner product of x and z plus beta times inner product of y and z. And second property is this: x alpha y plus beta z. So in this sense we can say that inner product is linear and it is semi-linear in this sense for this. So 1.5. So we may say it is quasi-linear as well. Alpha conjugate xy plus beta conjugate xz. So in this sense it is linear and semi-linear. From left hand side it is linear, and for right or second coordinate or for the coordinate on right hand side of inner product it is conjugate linear or semi-linear. So these properties immediately follow from the definition of inner product space. I have provided you detailed proof in notes as well. You just go through this. But what is important is that you should remember this property. So remember, in Hilbert space, this properties hold. Okay? In next lecture, we will see some examples of Hilbert spaces. Thank you.